Okay guys, welcome back. It's been a while, but there hasn't been any international rugby, but there has been a lot of domestic rugby.
There has.
So we're just going to look at what's changed with the line setup and what sort of interesting things have come up. So we're just going to ramble on basically. We haven't really planned anything.
Yeah.
We just haven't done a video for ages and a lot's been going on domestically. So Al, start us off, give me a point.
I think the two semi-finals of the Premiership at the weekend were sensational.
Oh, awesome.
What a finish to the season. Yeah. Saracens Exeter came down to that kick from Henry Slade.
What a kick. Did he have wind behind him?
Who knows?
Maybe, but right in the corner.
It's one of those, like they said on commentary, it's an all or nothing.
Oh, love it.
Hero or zero, I think, for that.
It's one thing actually I get annoyed about in international rugby is they don't go for those big touches as much. Some do, but a lot of them go for really safe touches, the percentage play.
And it was nice to see them take that risky option,
well, they could have gone safe, built up some phases, got another penalty, but they didn't. He went for it.
Yeah, and then the Wasps Leicester game again.
Oh,
superb. Two cracking games of rugby, and I think there's a lot of positives to come out of it with all the guys changing sides next year. I think Freddie Burns was outstanding for Leicester.
Yeah, he's really...
Chucked some amazing passes. Kicking game was superb.
I think he's really got a bit annoyed that people have said, "Oh, you're not good enough to be at Leicester." And he's kind of put two fingers up at them and just played amazing.
I think he's a great signing for Bath next year. I think he's going to be superb. Hopefully.
It's a funny little swap, isn't it? But
yeah, interesting. But I think from his performance yesterday, I think Bath have got the better deal.
Okay. Comment on that. Yeah. Comment on that. Who's got the better deal? I'll chuck another one in there with the Premiership ones. I think it's a good thing for the Lions that Saracens got knocked out.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah.
I think they were getting a bit burnt out. They were pretty knackered. And obviously, Billy's dropped out. We'll talk about that in a second. But it gives those guys from Saracens a chance to rest.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably a good thing. And Leinster getting knocked out in that epic against Scarlets.
Yeah. No, I think the one player who didn't really step up at the weekend for me was Ben Youngs. I think he looked very quiet. He looked a bit off the pace. I mean, what the rest of the guys were obviously well ahead of the game for that, but he just looked a bit sluggish.
Maybe understandable with personal stuff going on, possibly. I don't know.
But I think it's the right decision for him not to go. I think there's obviously a lot of stuff going on for him at the moment. Laidlaw's going to be good on tour. I think he'll be superb. And Haskell again with Vunipola withdrawing. I think he's one of those guys you need in a dressing room. He's one of those that you need on a bus travelling to fixtures. Yeah. If it's been a tough tour, you want someone that's going to keep morale up and
he'll make the video better. The Lions video will be a lot funnier for him being there. So I know a lot of people kind of have it in for Haskell, and I can see why as well. Yeah. But Billy pulling out, it's the right decision, I think. Yeah. It's come out that his shoulder keeps popping in and out. That's not good.
No, exactly. You want him to rest and be right for the autumn, really.
He needs to get right,
But they picked enough number 8s or number 8 covers to kind of get round it.
Now it looks like a good decision to include all those guys like O'Brien who can play number 8 as well.
Yeah, exactly. Moriarty, Stander,
So I think one of those two. Do they just need to roll Faletau up in bubble wrap now? Pop him on the plane and unpack him on the first
the good thing for Faletau is he's not playing at the moment.
Okay, so he's fresh.
Because Bath haven't got any more games this season, he will be fresher than most, I think. And the same with Moriarty.
Thanks to Bath for getting knocked out early. Their guys will be fresh.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Faletau will be. He's got better as the season's completed.
He's a class act. Billy's a massive loss. If Faletau's fit and firing, then I'm fine with that. He's a great player. Yeah. If he gets injured, I am worried.
I think you've got able replacements. Moriarty was on fire for Gloucester a couple of weeks ago.
Able replacements, I agree, but Faletau and Billy have got that magic.
They're the X-Factor players, aren't they, in that back row? I mean, along with Warburton, who has declared himself fit as of today.
So he looks in great spirits, fresh as well, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll chuck out my second controversial comment to you.
Yeah.
You comment below. New Zealand Rugby. Their super teams are in unbelievable form. They are playing so well, especially the top 4. You've got the Crusaders, the Hurricanes, the Chiefs, all of that lot. Blues a bit off the pace.
Yeah.
But I think they're favourites for those games. I think they're slight favourites for the provincial games. Discuss.
I do. I think they are outstanding ball in hand. But every time I watch any Super Rugby, I just think there's so much focus on going forwards, go forward ball, that they lack the discipline in defence. Some of the defending is, well, similar. It's all or nothing. It's either a massive hit or they're running through arms. And that's why I think they're so high scoring in the Super Rugby. It's great spectacle, it's great to watch, but that's where I think the Premiership has the edge. Defensively, the Premiership and the Pro 12 are much more well organised defensively, which is where I think the Lions have the upper hand.
It's the unknown, isn't it? It's so good. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited about these midweek games, some at weekends. Because in previous tours, the Lions are supposed to win those midweek games. And if they don't play well, but they win anyway, it's a bit of a disappointment. These games are, they're like mini test matches.
I think it all comes down to the selection for those provincial games as well. I think if they are chucking in their big guns, if the likes of Bowden...
The super
I think if the likes of Bowden Barrett are playing for the Super Rugby franchises, then that's going to be a real challenge. But if they don't, that's where the Lions, I think, will then have the upper hand, because they're saving those X-Factor players for the big test.
It's going to be awesome. I think if any game that the Lions win on that tour is going to be a big game. There's a couple of ones I don't like. The beginning one, which is that amalgamated 15, I think is a bit rubbish. Without that.
They playing the Maori this year?
The Maori are a great team, but again they play occasionally. I would just have all black tests and the super teams and have it.
No, I agree. I agree.
Super Rugby, I think, is in big trouble. As a competition, it's a mess.
There's too many teams. I think everybody knew there'd be too many teams when they went to the 15 team format. I think how they had it before with the Super 12 was about right. 3 teams from each works out great.
It's too big, and they're slimming it down. Australia are lucky to lose 1. They are so poor. There's just not enough good players in Australia. Australia, great sporting nation, but so much competition from other sports. They are struggling.
But I think you look back, and when it was the Super 12, South Africa especially were strong, because all their South African talent was staying in South Africa, because there were 3 teams, paid good wages, and kept that pride of staying in the country. Whereas now, the money's obviously not great. They can get paid more going overseas. They don't necessarily they do want to play for their country, but it's not the be-all and end-all for them. And they jump ship, which...
the quality in that tournament is the top 4 New Zealand teams and the Lions from South Africa. That would be an awesome tournament. But there's so much rubbish, not rubbish, but so poor compared to those New Zealand teams and the Lions.
I agree.
It is a joke.
It is. It is.
You look at the table, go online, look at the table for the Australasian group. All the New Zealand teams have got more points than all of the Australian ones. But still, the top Australian one goes through. It's a joke. Absolute
it's poor,
joke.
isn't it? I mean, something I would like to see is a kind of Super Cup, which takes the top New Zealand, top Australian, top South African, the Premiership champion and the Pro 12 champion, and play a tournament and play a Super Cup, a bit like they do in rugby league.
That'd be awesome.
I think that'd be just as a one-off, kind of every 3-4 years. I think that'd be great. A little bit of a kind of prequel to the
problem, obviously, is when do you fit it in and all that sort of thing. But that would be awesome. That would be absolutely.
And then you change the hemisphere every time, change the country that's hosting. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it tests those Northern Hemisphere players against the Southern Hemisphere teams, because there's always that speculation of
who would win.
Are the Super Rugby sides better? Are the Premiership better? Or Pro 12 better? And that I think would be great. Even if it's a one-off, I think it'd just be. The money they pull in for that would be huge.
Be awesome. Would that ever happen? I don't know. I'll tell you what is happening though, is the women's the women's team are getting a Lions team off the ground. Okay, whether it's going to be Lions, Lionesses, I don't know. And it sounds like it's going to be obviously the England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland combined, and they're saying playing New Zealand, touring New Zealand or Canada as the 2 best other female teams. That's going to be awesome. So it's such a long time coming, such a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. I think the women's game is really starting to take off now, especially with the central contracts coming in, and the grassroots funding is getting there for female sport. And
you've got the English team going professional now, which is obviously a big change.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be cool as well. Okay, so to finish on, has anything changed on your starting team for the Lions? Obviously, Billy's out.
Yeah, Billy's out.
Jack McGrath, hopefully he's okay.
He's fit.
That's a big one, maybe.
I don't think Conor Murray's convinced me yet.
No.
To take that starting 9 jersey. I think Rhys Webber's still in charge in the box seat.
Okay, many people disagree with that. That's going to be a great battle, isn't it?
For me, Owen Farrell is the best 10 in the Northern Hemisphere at the moment over Johnny Sexton. So for me, Farrell starts at 10 over Sexton because he doesn't look like he's going to get picked at 12.
Maybe. A guy I will chuck in there who's so impressed me, Ringrose, Gary Ringrose. If there's any injury to the backs, even the back 3, I wouldn't bring in another back 3. I'd get Ringrose in there. He is X factor.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Awesome.
No, he's superb.
Okay, so comment below if there's anybody else that definitely should come in, if there's any other injuries, any changes to your starting team, any comments on what we've said about Super Rugby, the state of the New Zealand team.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Very excited.
And we will do the next video after the first Lions test now. So that's enough build up.
Yeah.
Straight on with it. Bring it on.
Can't wait.
Cool. Until next time, see you later.